See these stupid things? Needles. Needles. Stupid needles. And this is what they expect. And then after lunch and breakfast and snack and bar mitzvah and Halloween and whatever you got going on, are you fed up with it like I am? Time to get a Libre 2. Welcome back to Type Me, I'm Ben, and today we're covering tips, tools, and reviews for the Pancreatically Challenge. We're going to start off with a quick introduction to the product. I'm going to run a couple scenarios, and lastly, I'm going to give you an honest review of what I think about this product. Quick disclaimer, this video is not covered by any of the products we're talking about today. So what is the Libre 2? It's an electronic reader and a biosensor that provides you with a glucose number. So these type of sensors typically send information collected by an electrode enzyme called glucose oxidase. This enzyme that is attached to the biosensor detects glucose in your interstitial fluid. Then it converts that signal from a chemical to an electronic or a digital number that is then shared to your Libre reader using a wireless signal called NFC. How does it work? Well, first let's talk about the differences. Now most of you, like me, diabetics, have BGMs, and those are blood glucose monitors. Those are simple. You poke your finger, put a strip into the monitor, read it, it's going to give you a digital number. That number is telling you how much glucose is within your vascular system or in your veins. Here's what we need to understand. CGMs do not read your blood glucose level. They actually read a different type of fluid called your interstitial fluid. This is found in the non-functional space in between your blood vessels, also called the third space. It's important to note that there's typically a lag in between your blood glucose numbers and your interstitial glucose numbers. And this will depend on tons of different factors, like what activities you've performed that day before your reading. And some of these factors are how much rest you've had that day, how long you've been sleeping, if you've had any exercise, and whether or not it's Taco Tuesday. Now typically there's about a 5 to 10 minute variance between your interstitial glucose levels and your blood glucose levels. Some additional factors are hydration, body composition, and even what the temperature is outside that day. To keep it simple, let's just say it depends on how long your body takes to move glucose from your blood or your veins into the third space, where it can be read by your Libre. Well, is it accurate? Libre boasts that they have a 86.7 to 99% accuracy with an 11.4 mean absolute relative difference, which is your average. This is in comparison to regular glucose testing. But what I found interesting is that the Libre 2 boasts that it comes calibrated in the factory and it never has to be calibrated again. So here's my experience and my review on this product. Like I was explaining earlier, accuracy isn't really the main thing that I'm looking for here. I know there's going to be a variance depending on all kinds of different factors. As long as it's consistent within a range I can expect, then I'll be satisfied. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test my interstitial fluid and my blood glucose levels after a couple different activities. I will test it first right after the activity. I'm going to do it again after 5 minutes, then 10 minutes, then 20 minutes. And I want to see how consistent I can get those numbers to be. So for this test, I'm going to put my sensor on the recommended manufacturer site, which is the tricep. Now I know there's tons of different places you can put it. I've seen it on YouTube. People put it on their hip, they put it on their thigh. I've seen a guy put it on his forearm. You could even put it on your chest if you want. But for this test, I want it to be consistent and fair, so I'm going to put it where they asked me to put it. That sounded weird. And what I'm going to do is, if it's good, I'm going to give it a piñata. If it's bad, I'm going to give it a piñata poop. Yeah. is the product easy to use? Yes. Is the product high in quality? Yes. Did the product do what it claimed to do? I think. Is the product fairly priced compared to other products that are in the similar market? Yes. And after reviewing this product, would I refer it to a friend? Yep. So all in all, the Libre 2 is an awesome system. And I'm going to tell you, in my personal opinion, it has changed my diabetic journey. I've tried other continuous glucose monitors in the past, and they have helped me. And they've been a little bit more cumbersome, and I felt very unnatural wearing it. Now, the products did work. They worked just fine. But this one is so small and so out of sight, I forget I have it on most of the time. Matter of fact, I ran into a guy in the QT the other day, and he started asking me questions about it. I didn't even realize I had two of them on because one was wearing out and the other one was about to be on. So I'm walking around like a dork, double hockeyed up with two Libres. That's how light and comfortable these things are to wear. And I think that's a major factor for me. I think the technology is what it is. It's going to give you roundabout numbers. And even with other glucose monitors that I've tried in the past, you rarely are going to get 100% my BG is going to match my interstitial fluid. It really shouldn't. And if it does, then it's a unicorn, and that's exactly what people call them on social media. As long as it's giving me a number that I feel is consistent with what my BG number actually is, it helps me stay within a range, and as long as I'm within that range and not oscillating too high or low, I'm really comfortable with it. So if something I shared with you today affects someone you know, please share this video with them. If you're diabetic or something that we talked about today affects someone you love, please subscribe to these videos and leave me some comments. I'd love to hear your story and your experiences with this product. And remember, we're the authors, editors, and customers of our story. Write a story worth living, adjust as needed, and invest in your success. I'm Ben, I'm Type Me, and I'll see you later.